Hey, hey, it's Bernadette. Welcome, welcome. We're going to talk about healing your body of chronic and acute health conditions and how to, if you are attempting to heal your body, how to recognize some of the biggest factors that we all deal with. And there's a lot. So we're going to talk about it. Today's a very sobering day. And my energy's a little low, and I'll explain that in a minute. But I'm going to give you a minute to get here. I'm going to share this into our group. So say hello when you're watching. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook, all at the same time. And I know it's a weird time of day. I have to come on when I have time. I can't. My schedule's been a little on the insane side. Good insane because I'm busy. Hi, Miss Leah. How are you? You're here. Yay. All right. So first and foremost, my energy's just a little wonk. We had to put our senior dog down this morning. And I had to be the one to make the call because it's my dad's dog, even though I got the dog for us in 2004 because I had to put my husky down. Shasta, if you read my book, you heard all about Shasta. Well, Furby, I went and picked up as a puppy the weekend before we put her down on a Monday, and I picked him up on a Friday. So he kind of made that transition, but then I was not in no position to be loving on an animal or bonding. So my dad bonded with Furby, and he was a breed that I didn't really care for. My dad wanted a cockapoo. So he's been my dad's dog. He saved my dad's life. He's accredited for saving my dad's life. I called 911. Furby woke me up to alert me in 2010 that my dad was having seizures, which he never had before. His sodium dropped. So it kind of goes along with this health talk today, right? We were doing a cleanse back then, and my dad he has no saliva. It's coming back now that I've been working on magnets with him. But when he had throat cancer, they burned his saliva glands because he was allergic to the blocker thing that doesn't allow the radiation or whatever to get to it. Anyways, he drinks a ton of water. So for those of you who drink a ton of water, let me explain something because it is healthy, but there's a gauge to how much water you should drink. Everyone should be drinking at least half your body weight in ounces. So say you weigh 100 pounds. That means you need 50 ounces of water a day. 50 ounces, not coffee, because, there's water in coffee. And as my daughter puts it, not lemonade, because there's water in the lemonade. Water. Your body needs that much. Half your weight in ounces of water. But if you overdrink and you're older or you have some health issues, you can actually mess up your sodium. And what happened to my father in 2010 is that because we were doing this pretty intense cleanse, even though it was an herbal cleanse, it was too much for him. And he drank too much water. He literally went into seizure because his sodium numbers dropped out. And then they had to induce a coma because they couldn't get his sodium levels to come up, and they couldn't get a whole lot of stuff. From that point on, the doctor had him add Pedialyte to his water because he has to drink water to keep his mouth moist. Anywho, long story short, Furby's the one that alerted me. And today Furby joined Shasta, our cat Moto, our other dog Kimber, and a few of my horses on the other side. So it's been a day. We've been crying. I've been laughing. We've been telling stories. I've been hanging out a lot with my dad because that has been his best friend for 19 years. I mean, in human years, that's like 126. The dog was old. And this week he took a turn. So try not to focus on that, which is why I'm here. I had an appointment cancel and reschedule on me, so I have time to do this. And I want to talk to you guys about this. And any questions that you have, please share this video. I promise some of the things that I will share today will be useful information. Okay, I promise you'll learn something. There is a lot. Y'all know that I do the biomagnetism, and I have like, I was always known in the horse world as the problem horse trainer, right? I always take the toughest cases. I swear it's no different with healing. People come to me and they've got serious chronic illness. And I have a client right now that I've been working with since the beginning of this month, the first week of the month, with some chronic health issues. Lots of symptoms: brain fog, gastritis, acid reflux, stomach pain, all kinds. I'm not going to get into her whole thing, but she's got a lot of viruses in her body. EBV, Epstein-Barr virus, is one of them. Also heavy metals, which she's been diagnosed with all of this. She didn't tell me all of what she had, but during my bioscan, we picked up on a lot of it. And then we went toward healing it. And I had a couple calls and a couple questions and emails coming in, can it do this? Can it do that? Biomagnetism is amazing, but on its own can only do so much if you disrupt the flow of healing. So if you want to heal your chronic health issues, understand that, like anything else, right? The magnets can absolutely help restore the balance to your body. But then if you go and poison your body, which we're going to talk about, if you go and put your body through chemicals, through fats, through unhealthy things, your body then may develop more symptoms. Okay, so while a practitioner like me can do amazing things and shift very quickly, right? With chronic health issues, it's slightly different. And you have to take responsibility for what you're putting into your body. Like, by the time someone gets to me with serious health issues, and I mean serious, because this woman that I'm helping, and she and I have known each other for over 2 decades. We've known each other a very long time. She was my client before, and I know what she's been through on an emotional level. But I also know some parts of her story with the things she's been exposed to, like black mold and different hardcore viruses. She's tried to get well. She's gone to naturopaths. She's gone the doctor route. They've thrown medicine at her. They tested her for everything. She's allergic to almost everything now, which isn't true allergies, which is what I want to talk to you guys about, because some of you have gone through this. And I really want to say this to those of you who have chronic health issues, or you have these mystery symptoms added on, and you've been sent to specialists, and this doctor doesn't know what that doctor's doing, and all that it's come back to is, we can't help you, or we don't know what else to do for you. Let me just give you some hope, because then they make you start to feel like it's in your head. I've had more than 3 or 4 conversations in the last couple of weeks with clients who've said, I feel crazy and I'm ready to give up. I can't live like this. I feel sick all the time. I have no strength. These symptoms are driving me mad. And the doctors just think it's in my head. It's not in your head. Even if you're having, as part of your illness or your symptoms, say you've been diagnosed with chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia, PCOS, that's another popular diagnosis, PMS, right? Even if you're having severe anxiety and severe depression, there is a virus that actually can cause that. It gets up into your vagus nerve, it goes into the brain and starts affecting how you think. And those viruses release neurotoxins into your system, which then create irrational thoughts, create depression, create panic attacks, all kinds of things. So don't always think that your depression and anxiety is separate from your physical issues. They are tied together, right? And where do they start? Usually the liver, which is what I want to talk to you guys about mainly today. I've been on this amazing, it's not like I haven't been doing healing work for the last 25 years and doing alternative healing. Y'all know I healed my own cancer, my own leukemia. Plenty of things have I done on my own naturally. But it's been a journey working with magnets and coming back into doing healing work because I've been focused so much on the mental emotional aspect of helping people grow spiritually, heal their past traumas, going back into physical healing. It's like, it's super rewarding, it's super exhausting, and it's highly educational to listen to what's going on in the allopathic medicine world. So, first things first, most of what symptoms come up, and I want to read some things to you guys about symptomology when parts of your liver are acting up, because it may send some light bulbs off for you. All right. Different parts of the liver, and the liver's big, and the liver's the sponge. The liver is your main filter in your body. The liver filters everything before it goes to the rest of your body, before it goes to the gallbladder, before it goes to the kidneys, before it gets into your lymphatic system. The liver's your main filter. When the liver gets sluggish, when the liver becomes toxic, when it's just taken on too much, you have too much viral load, you have 2-3 viruses combined with another bacteria or parasite or fungus, right? Or environmental toxin, now the liver can start showing symptoms that to a lot of doctors are going to be a mystery. Why? Because they're not testing for like even a third of the viruses that most human bodies carry. And EBV is 95% in the population. Epstein-Barr is in almost everybody. Epstein-Barr is from the herpes virus. Shingles is from the herpes family. Chickenpox, herpes family. Everyone thinks herpes and they think cold sores. No. And Epstein-Barr itself has at least 60 different varieties. They test for one. All of you that have autoimmune disorders that have been told your body's attacking itself. Your body's not attacking itself. Your body's trying to attack the pathogens, but it's having a hard time. And in order to protect you from the pathogens, it starts building calcium around different parts of infection in your gut, in like your stomach, your pancreas, your liver, and then you start to get serious symptoms. So I want to read to you the symptoms from the medical medium, and I love his stuff. I finally read a couple of his books in the last couple of weeks. I've been super happy that I did. It's not like I've never read any of his stuff. My dad bought the celery juice book, I think last year. I just never read it. Even though I do celery juicing and I do juicing, I just never felt pulled to read it. But when I was looking up some deeper things on EBV, because it kept showing up in my clients, his name came up and I started to dive into his material, super impressed by him. And I know you guys are like, oh, I've been following the medical medium forever. Cool. Good for you. I just didn't have a need to, right? He wasn't around when I was super sick and healing my own stuff. That was all based on my knowledge, not from his books. So, but his stuff is on, like it's accurate. So if any of you are looking to heal your chronic illnesses and you don't want to do something like biomagnetic therapy, or you don't want to go to another doctor, start cleaning up your diet. You know, one of his first book, which is my favorite book because it talks a lot about EBV, and it's been updated, Secrets Behind Chronic and Mystery Illness, How to Finally Heal. That one's a good one. Also, The Liver Rescue. Okay. I'm going to read from his Liver Rescue book the symptoms from different parts of your liver and what the symptoms are when your liver becomes sluggish. So middle of the liver, in its deepest part, is most likely to reveal itself with symptoms such as, now this is going to surprise some of you, hot flashes, you menopausal women, night sweats, prediabetes, swelling, fluid retention, body temperature fluctuations, low energy, weight gain, brain fog, dark circles under the eyes, hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia, fatigue, rashes, anger, frustration, irritability, a sense of loneliness, depression, anxiety, anxiousness, poor skin tone, skin pigment issues, including Raynaud's syndrome, and excessive thirst. So those are the symptoms of sluggish middle liver. Any of you have any of those symptoms and you're scratching your head going, wait a minute, that's my liver? That's not what the doctor told me. The doctor told me it was premenopause, it was menopause, it was PCOS, it was PMS, it was, right? No, it's liver. What causes the liver to go sluggish? Pathogens, chemicals, viruses, bacteria, fungus. Okay, stay with me. Bottom of the liver symptoms. A sluggish lower liver can make you toss and turn at night. So insomnia. And that insomnia, anxiety, depression are all symptoms of EBV. But there's a lot more symptoms with EBV as well as gastritis and everything else. EBV is like pervasive. And once you get into the later stages of EBV, it's really not fun. All right, let's see. Constipation, a feeling of unease, sensations of hot and cold when neither makes sense for your environment, jealousy or quick to get hurt manner that gets you labeled as having thin skin. Literally, a sluggish bottom liver can make you hypersensitive, more sensitive than you actually are, right? It can make you think and process things differently. Why? Like I said, once a virus gets into the liver, once your liver becomes sluggish and infected, it does release neurotoxins, meaning brain toxins. It messes with your thinking. And most people don't put those two things together. Okay. Sluggish top liver, poor digestion, acid reflux, bloating, gastritis, pressure in the abdomen, irritability, frustration. Here's some interesting symptoms of top of liver symptomology. Stiff shoulder, shoulder ache, tongue sores, canker sores, corner of the lip sores, other mouth sores, body temperature fluctuations, bulging, protruding, or hardened upper belly. All symptoms of a sluggish upper liver. Now, left side of the liver, when the left-hand side of the liver, the left lobe, is sluggish, you can feel weak. You can feel weak in the left leg or arm. Most doctors are not going to put that together. They're not even going to think liver. You come in with my arm is weak, they're going to think heart. They're going to test you for that. They're not going to look at your liver, nor do they have the ability to really test how well your liver is processing things other than looking at cirrhosis and things like that, liver enzymes, which doesn't always tell the whole story, not when you have viruses making your liver sluggish. Let's see. Nausea, anxiousness, lack of hunger, or insatiable hunger. It can go either way. Random stomach pain, moodiness, irritability, emotional sensitivities, and backaches can result. Most people think backaches, they think kidneys. Not always. Most people think sciatica, right, is caused from something going on in your hip area, your coccyx area, your piriformis muscles. Guess what? Sciatica is another symptom of a sluggish liver. Most doctors don't look for that either. Okay. So I hope you guys are learning something. Would you put some comments in so I know that you're with me on this? You understand what I'm saying and why I'm sharing this stuff with you? And is any of this helping any of you go, wow, yeah, some lights are going off? Because if not, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. I want to make sure that this information is hitting for you. All right. Right side of the liver. It's the larger side, the right lobe. When it becomes sluggish, it can lead to brittle or discolored nails because you have a zinc deficiency. You can get those little stitches in the right hand side of your ribs, right? Mild weakness on the right side of the body, leg spasms or cramps, like restless leg syndrome, another issue tied to the liver. Just saying. mild tongue discoloration, raw tip of the tongue, sensations of inexplicable hot and cold, and then difficulty warming up, difficulty regulating your temperature. Can it cause lumps and large cysts? Like, absolutely, Jules. Yeah. And Axel 210, thank you. It's nice to see you. 210, go San Antonio. All right. So the next time, like these are all symptoms of congested liver. When your liver backs up, becomes sluggish, works too hard because you have either viruses or you have whatever, pathogen slowing down the ability for your liver to function properly and digest your food, right? Then it affects your lymphatics. A lot of people will have lymphatic symptoms, right? Lymph swelling, lymph soreness. And you're thinking, well, I just need to drain my lymphs. That's not all you need to do. You need to get your liver healthy. Okay, yes, you help your lymphs drain in whatever way you can. I'm with you. But that's not where the search ends. We've been trained and programmed in our society to treat symptoms, to chase symptoms, to give medicine. When I went to India, I was telling my client this morning or this afternoon, I was telling her, like, in 2010, when I had my neck surgery where they replaced my 3 discs, it was very eye-opening to wake up in the ICU in a ward that looked like MASH. And I'm not dissing on India. They saved my life. They made sure I wasn't paralyzed. Not dissing on them at all. Love my doctor. Love that hospital. They were amazing. But it looked like something from the 50s when I went in. And that was a little scary. But I woke up in ICU that looked like a MASH ward. Literally the show MASH, for those of you who are my age. You know what I'm talking about. And I had such burning pain because they cut my throat right here. They pulled my vocal cords and all of my blood vessels to the side, clamped them, and then pulled my discs out, drilled for 8 hours and 3 drill bits, drilled my vertebrae to put in some titanium discs, 3 in a row. I was the first 3 in a row disc replacement surgery in the world in 2010. Okay. But when you wake up in the ICU in a country where you don't speak the language, right? And you're a foreigner and you're expecting to be treated like you are in a Western hospital, which is morphine, all kinds of painkillers, and your neck is on fire and you literally feel like someone is just turning up the heat and squeezing you. And they say, you can't have any more Dola. And I'm like, what is Dola? And they said, it's just like Tylenol in your country. And you're like, I just had major freaking surgery, an 8 to 10 hour surgery. You gave me Tylenol? Like, that's for real? And the doctor says, we don't believe in pain meds like the Western medicine does. We believe it impedes your healing. And they're right. They're absolutely right. And it was a horrible pain, but I'm so trained, just like most of you, to believe, get me out of pain right now. Give me whatever pill, give me whatever prescription, make my symptoms stop. Well, here's the problem with that, y'all. When you take those pills, the side effects, one of the major side effects, it damages your liver, it damages your kidney, right? And all of your body and your liver goes into, let me detox that rather than healing. So when you have to go and heal your liver now and try to fight viruses, but your liver is sluggish and barely functioning, and if you're like my client who doesn't have a gallbladder because it got infected and they took it out, your liver's working double time. Don't expect to heal that simply. Like, don't call me and say, can you get it done in one session? No, I can't. If you're looking for that, you need to go to Western medicine because your thinking's wrong. I can only do so much. If something's chronic, meaning it's been there for a while, and you've been taking medications and it's one symptom after another, and you give me a sheet of symptoms and expect me to help you, in one session, I'm going to be straight with you. You're delusional. Nobody can do that. Like nobody. I cannot restore your liver and put your body back into full function that's been dysfunctional for years in one session. I can't do it in 3. It's going to take a while if it's as bad as like severely ill client that I'm working with right now. Some people, if it's acute, meaning it just happened, COVID, 1 treatment, sometimes 2. We can get it done like that. And your symptoms are gone. You're not going to the hospital. Already had one of those, right? Menstrual cramps. My daughter, who famous for 3 days in bed, she can't move. 1 treatment. First day of her period. Crippled. She could not, and she had to move. Magnets, 20 minutes. Got up, moved. The next day, thought in her new house, it's going to come back. It never came back. The cramps never. That's possible with 1 biomagnet session. But what we've been going through with her, because I know she has Epstein-Barr, she had shingles at 14, is the education of, look, you don't want to get as sick as my clients that I'm working with right now, and neither do I. Time to clean it up. You're 21. I get we're going to go out this weekend so that you can experience what a 21-year-old gets to experience, but after that, clean it up. She's all game because she's already been through a huge kidney stone and surgery to remove it. And she knows, growing up with me, what's caused all of it. And she's finally ready to get better because some of her friends at their young age are getting sick. Do you guys wonder why some of you cannot lose weight no matter how much you try, no matter how well you eat, no matter how much you go to the gym? Have you wondered, any of you struggle with weight issues like that and your cravings and all kind of crap? How do you target specific areas of the liver? I don't treat specific areas of the liver. I treat the liver. Okay, and you have to work on your liver too by eating properly. Can magnets also help? I have had sciatica, Jules, since 2017 when I broke my tailbone, and the magnets are amazing because it has realigned everything. And I've done 2 treatments for sciatica, but it depends on what's causing the sciatica. So let me give you that disclaimer. I don't know what's causing your sciatica. For me, here's the deal. Broke my tailbone. It let loose a bunch of viruses. So some of you may not know this. If you get in a car accident, if you break a bone, if you have surgery, when your tissues or your muscles or your bones go into a place of damage and your immune system kicks in to heal it, at the same time, you've shaken loose a bunch of viruses, pathogens that have been lying dormant in your body. So for me, when I broke my tailbone, and it was a bad, bad, bad break, and I had to go through physical therapy, nothing they did fixed anything. I finally went to Bowen therapy, and it finally helped 2 years later. But I started to get weird sciatic, shooting leg pain, fascia pulls, all kinds of weird stuff. Only to find out, yeah, it's viruses. Kill the viruses, strengthen the liver, sciatica, and work on the biomag stuff because I have muscular problems too because I broke my hip when I was 18. My horse stepped on me. And I've been in quite a few little accidents from training horses and doing gymnastics. The magnets have realigned my body. I've been doing Pilates now since November. I'm doing the TRX classes. I'm doing the harder classes. I thought it was going to kill me when I started because I have the tailbone issue, sciatica, all these things. Thank God for my magnets because I've been able to keep my body solid. So for physical pain, it's good. 6'7" works outdoors. Could that been it? Also drinking, smoking. Drinking affects the liver. So, smoking doesn't have anything to do with that, although lung and liver tied together closely. Just saying. But smoking's not going to cause a sciatica. It's not. There are viruses. EBV is one of them. Epstein-Barr virus is one of them that will actually cause sciatica. Any of the herpes viruses in the herpes family will cause sciatica, but there's other virus combinations that actually can cause. People think it's all muscular. People think it's all tendons and all that fascia stuff. And, I have sciatica, I'm stuck with it. No, you've got bugs in you that need to be shaken out, and your immune system needs to kick in. By the time it gets, funny enough, sciatic is a form of warning from your liver something is wrong and your liver is weak. Drinking for sure. Thank you. You're a star. Definitely falling in. I'm just here. I'm trying to help. I don't care if y'all sign up for biomag sessions with me. I mean, I honestly love to watch people heal. And it can be, I know how scary it is because I did my own colon cancer. Like, they couldn't do surgery on me and I would not do chemo radiation. I beat leukemia on multiple occasions naturally. I'm not new to this rodeo. I haven't been doing biomag sessions for very long, right? I'll be honest with you. Like, biomag is an added healing modality to me. I've been doing my SKIO and EPFX machine and doing hands-on healing for a very long time. And then all the mental, emotional stuff. That's where I've been really focused on. But Spirit had me go back into healing. They're like, it's time. The medical profession is failing. People are getting sicker. So I asked you guys a question. How many of you have wanted to lose weight and you've put on weight and you're not eating different? People have told you it's because you're getting older, right? It's part of aging, all the stuff. Then tell me how some women and men make it all the way into their 70s and 80s and don't gain that weight. Do you guys know what the difference is? It's fatty liver. It's a sluggish liver. That's what causes you to gain weight. Your body can't process the fats coming in. Whether that fat is from nuts and seeds or that fat is from excess oils or meat, right? Chicken, all of that. Doesn't matter. If your liver is sluggish and it's backed up, it can't process it. And it can't process that fat. So that fat just stores in your body. That's just the way it is. And then you start getting brain fog. And then you have problems breathing, right? My one client that has all of these health issues, she's having more stomach stuff than anything. And then all of a sudden she'll get this thing where she can't take a breath, like she can't take a full breath. Just random symptom, right? No. Lung tied to liver. And when the liver is sluggish and it's working extra hard to process toxins and viruses and all the things, it will affect how your respiratory system is functioning. Diabetes, everyone thinks, oh, it's genetic. It's not genetic. It's a liver issue. Thyroid, Hashimoto's, liver issue. Hyperthyroid, liver issue. Hypothyroid, liver issue. Unless you're like me and they cut your thyroid when they did a surgery. They literally cut it while they were going in. Grateful it was my thyroid, not my vocal cords, since that's how I make my living, is by talking. But because of that, it threw my thyroid off. Does it mean that I have to be on medication for the rest of my life? They say so. I don't know if that's true. I don't take much medication, like really low dose NP armor thyroid. So, but I've had my share of liver issues and liver pain. I had colon cancer. My liver stopped working on multiple occasions. I was living on enemas and smoothies and juices and no dairy, no meat, no bread, no nothing. Still took months and months to heal my liver and to get rid of that cancer. And it wasn't one thing I did. I did multiple things every single day. It was like a full-time job getting well. And if you are chronically ill and you're like, I can't take anymore, I don't want to have to take care of this, you are either going to go one direction or another. You're going to hand all your power over to a medical industrial complex that is out to make profit, or you're going to become responsible for your own health and you're going to learn. what it takes and start doing those things. If you want to speed it up, you can do things like biomagnetism therapy. It moves your healing along way faster than if you're just doing it alone. And if you want to do it alone, do it, but stick to it and don't give up. Don't give up. It's so hard when you're trying to heal yourself to not give up. I get it. And I know how hard it is when you feel like crap and you're like, when is this going to get better? Especially when you're doing all the right things. But you got to understand, it took a long time to make your body toxic. It took a long time for those viruses to root in and affect you at all the levels and all of the organs and all of the little reservoirs they're hiding. With biomagnetism, we hit all of the pathogen reservoirs. We do. But that doesn't mean you get instant die-off. If it's hiding in your liver, if it's hiding, like liver, if you guys have ever done a liver cleanse and ended up with a Herxheimer, right? A healing crisis because you detox too fast, you know what I'm talking about. Like you're detoxing, but now you're sick as a dog. Why? Because your liver can only process so much. If you're dealing with a sluggish liver, you go into detox mode and your liver now can't detox everything it's already dumping from it. It will reabsorb those toxins. Those toxins go into your blood system. You feel like absolute crap, right? Your hair starts falling out. You can't stand up. It's insane. Hey, Jeremiah. Vertigo is another symptom of high viral load. Did you guys know that? It's a symptom of EBV, but it's also a symptom of high viral load. Your body's fighting the viral load and it can't get a handle on it. It will cause, because of the neurotoxins, cause vertigo. So sometimes people will go, if it's just a crystal in your ear, you can do, and I've done it before, right? At the Epley maneuver and the vertigo will go away. And then your friends are like, you have vertigo, but you've also been chronically ill and you have a sluggish liver and you have all these other gastric symptoms and ovarian symptoms and headaches and brain fog and blah, 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 blah. If you get vertigo and it comes and goes throughout the day with nausea, chances are you have a high viral load and your liver is toxic and you need to clean it up. So I hope that helps. I'm not here to scare anyone, nor am I here to down doctors. Doctors are amazing. They saved my body. I love them. I just wish that more and more doctors would go back to their first reason for getting into the profession, which was healing. Bring harm to none. Stop looking at just handing out pills, because every one of those pills, like one of the things I'm up against with my client, we've talked at great lengths about it, is a lot of the pills that they gave her, steroids and endoscopy and a Mesriprol, which is horrible, causes stomach pains, right? Messes with the hydrochloric acid in your stomach, will create reflux, even though it's treating reflux. Like the list goes on as to what it can cause, and actually increases possibility for infection and bleeding and hemorrhoids and constipation and on and on. Now you have to take Miralax, a laxative, to get rid of the constipation that the acid reflux pill they gave you. Right? Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, we're going to give you this one thing, but then you're going to have to take this other thing to offset the side effects from that thing. Then we're going to have to give you another pill to offset the side effects of that other thing and that other thing. And holy crap, before you know it, you're just on a bunch of medication and you still feel like crap. So if you don't want to feel like crap and you do want to heal your body, go read up. Go read up on it. Change your diet. Do your best. Start rebooting your liver. Don't do it too quickly though, because if your liver is sluggish, you will go into a healing crisis. If you're already at that crisis point, your liver's just not handling it anymore, then you need to come at it from 3 to 4 different avenues, and you may need someone to help you do that, right? And I'm available for that too, even if you don't want a biomag session. If you want to get some health coaching, like how do I do this? I can give you some guidance and support. But I like doing the biomag on top of getting the diet straight because it moves that much faster. I mean, literally will clear up some of the issues and some of the effects of detoxing immediately. The harder stuff, the symptoms will come and go. However, the body goes into healing mode and your symptoms start disappearing. And I'm amazed at how much my one client how much we've cleared in the last 3 weeks with symptoms. And I mean, a couple pages worth of symptoms, right? But at the same time, it starts to reactivate different things as we get to the deeper layers of the liver. And it's a process, but I know already, I know she's going to get well. It's just not fun going through it. What can you do for a thoracic ascending aorta aneurysm in my chest? I don't know, Andrew. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to be a doctor. Biomagnetism can help depending on what has caused that. I don't know. What biomagnetism does is we look at where there's dysfunctions in the body, doing a specialized form of scan and muscle testing to find, if you come in person, to find out what parts of your body are needing to be balanced. The pH, the hydrogen potential in your blood and in the organ, and also the acid alkalinity balance. When your body is at the perfect balance, your body will kick into healing. It's the way it works. What caused that aorta aneurysm? Did they tell you what brought it about? Because those things do not happen on their own. I have a friend who had something similar, I believe happened to her as well. And I've been working on her. She's got some chronic problems as well. She's got COPD and diabetes and no gallbladder and gas problems and acid reflux. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and I can do what I can do. But y'all can ask me all that. What can you, I don't know. I have to do a scan. I can tell you the magnets will help. I can tell you with my dad, who was diagnosed with stage 3 renal failure last year or the year before. Can't even remember when it was. We changed his diet. The doctor said it can't be reversed. It can't be stopped. We changed his diet. That's all we did. And I didn't even work on him on my machine because I am super busy, but I started to do magnets on him and really started to work on cleaning up his liver, not his kidneys, his liver, and his numbers improved. Interesting, right? The doctor said that couldn't be reversed. And yet here we are, right? I just treated him. He has a cyst on his arm right here. I was talking about that at the beginning. It's shrinking. They just did a MRI and they couldn't get conclusive. Now they want to do some sort of a needle biopsy thingy, whatever. He's on blood thinners. No, the more I work on him, which I haven't worked on him as much as I should be, because I have such a high client load right now. But the little bit that I am working on him, he's been backing off on his blood pressure medication because his blood pressure is dropping too low. He's hypertensive. He has AFib. He hasn't gone AFib in I don't know how long, but on top of that, his numbers are dropping. So he's called his doctor. His doctor said, don't take your afternoon dose. If it's still low in the morning, hold off. And they're going, what are you doing? Well, my daughter's helping me, I won't go near his doctors anymore because they just look at me like I'm crazy. And yet he gets better. Do I believe diet and exercise will help? I don't think exercise has a lot to do with this if you have a problem in your liver. And that's the one thing I want to say to all of you that have weight issues. Your weight issues are originating with a sluggish liver. Just is. You can exercise all you like. You can look healthy as hell on the outside. You can still have a toxic liver. This is why athletes, have you guys been paying attention lately? Really strong athletes will drop dead of a heart attack. They looked really healthy. They exercised all the time. They ate high fat, high protein, and their livers were sluggish. And all of a sudden they had a heart attack. Why? Because their heart had to work extra hard and there were toxins in their body. Oh, again, Andrew, I'm not a doctor. I don't know your personal health story. Like asking me on a live, it just doesn't work. And I'm not about to give you health advice because I'm not a doctor. I'm telling you all, go study. Go study. Take your health into your own hands. I have the opposite, then not hungry, sometimes having stomach issues. Yeah, and our Liba, we know, like you have Lyme. So infections. And Lyme is multisystemic, like multi-infections, right? Lyme is not just one infection, it's multiple infections, multiple viruses. And yes, some people will not be overweight. They just can't put on weight. That's what I'm dealing with my one client. She's super thin and has been struggling hard because of all of her virus load. Next week, I'll celebrate 23 years clean and sober, no booze, no dope. That's awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's awesome. Like, that is so big. And you deserve like an award because breaking free of addiction, huge. It's huge. Thank you. I was going to say Lyme, acting up. So strange. Got bit months ago. Yeah, but you already had Lyme before you got bit months ago. So Lyme, who knows what else that mosquito that you got bitten or tick was carrying. It was a mosquito. I don't know why I was thinking mosquito. Might be something to that. Ticks don't only carry the one bacteria and virus that they look at. There's multiple. So when working with Lyme, you have to look at EBV. You have to look at all the typical viruses and bacteria that go along with Lyme. And then you have to go after all of them, not just one, right? Lyme is horrible. And the symptoms from Lyme, I mean, you start getting the brain fog and you get the exhaustion. It starts to affect your respiratory. It's still your liver. Still all because your liver can't handle the viral load. Clean up the liver and your body, your immune system, all of your lymphatic system has a chance to overcome the viruses. And like I said, biomagnetism therapy, it aids in that and can reboot you quickly. If you're young, like kids respond like that. Why? They got clean livers. Seriously. If I work on a kid, boom, their cough will stop right away. My granddaughter, we were at dinner a couple weeks ago and I happened to have a pair of magnets in my back pocket because I was feeling nauseous. My daughter had FaceTimed me and I had like motion sickness, nausea, because she was in the office and had moved some things around and she was moving her phone. So whenever I watch something like that, I don't know if you guys get like this, I get motion sick and it would not go away. And I had to drive the moving truck for my other daughter and we had to go like now. So I took 2 magnets, put them on just I think my bladder and my spleen points. I put two magnets on. That's it. Got in the moving truck. The motion sickness stopped, drove, had them in my back pocket when we went to dinner. My granddaughter was having like a toothache or something. Her tooth is loose and getting ready to fall out. And it was bothering her and she didn't want to eat dinner. And she was fussing and her mom's like, "What is your problem?" And I'm like, "Come here." He said, "Just take these 2 magnets, hold it up against the tooth that hurts." It wasn't even 5 minutes. Wasn't even 5 minutes. And she pulled them off, handed them back to me and said, "It's better, Mom, Grandma." I'm like, "Really?" She ate. She was fine after that. Not another mention. She started to have a horse. She had a dance competition this last weekend. Everybody was screaming. A bunch of people got sick out of that because there was like 600 dancers at this competition at the convention center this last weekend. She started to get a scratchy throat, started to get sniffles. And I just 2 magnets, God, I wish adults were that easy. Stuck them on her throat, told her to hold it for 10 minutes. Just put this on your throat. I think I taped hers on last night. I had to go somewhere and pulled him off. Throat was fine. Woke up this morning, no sniffles, no scratchy throat, no nothing. So with kids, it's easy. Why? Because their immune systems are operating at peak and their liver is not toxic. That's how that works, right? Yeah, have a great day, Andrew. My buddy in Las Vegas is Andrew Wells, not Andy. No. Anyways, so one of your best defenses for those of you who are like, I do have viral load, your best friend, zinc, vitamin C. Seriously. Most people are deficient. If you remember, one of the symptoms that I read in the liver rescue book was about being zinc deficient. Most people are zinc deficient. If you're getting sick, but before you even do, if you have a viral load in your body, you have chronic illness like Lyme, chronic fatigue, EBV, herpes, take the zinc and like shock your system with it and keep it in there. She looks so cute. She did look cute in her dance costume. I'm glad she got to go too. I'm glad I got to see it. We got her video today, and she did amazing. She did amazing. She's going to be, she can be an amazing dancer. She's 10 years old and she's just making amazing progress. But yeah, anywho, I hope that helps you guys. I really do hope that helps somebody. Tell me yes if it helped you, if you're learning something. You know, one of the things that with all these symptoms, whether it's nausea and vertigo, sciatica, hot flashes, acid reflux, and you think, and your doctors have told you, like, we don't know what this is, and it's not tied to that. The gastritis isn't tied to your PMS, and it's not tied to your sciatica, and it's not tied to vertigo. They don't know. They just don't know. It is all tied together. These symptoms are symptoms. Find the cause. And the cause of most of all of this starts with your liver and viral load in your body. And it's not like you only have viruses in your liver. Don't get me wrong. They hide in all kinds of areas. They'll hide under your arms. They'll hide in a lot of women that gets breast cancer. That is a viral load your body couldn't take on. Literally. Your body just could not detox it. And the lymphatic system started to back up. And then it turns into masses in the breast. Same with uterine cancer. Same with different types of cancers. And I mean, they've known about so many of the herpes viruses and Epstein-Barr virus and shingles. We don't have a treatment for it. We don't have, no antivirals for it. Really? Been around for how long? Y'all haven't come up with something for that? Interesting. Why? Because we're not going to tell you to take zinc. We're not going to tell you if you have any kind of EBV or herpes virus or anything else to up your vitamin C, to make sure you're taking L-lysine, to make sure that you're cleansing your liver, to make sure that you're not putting a bigger load on your liver and making yourself sicker. We're not going to tell you that because then we can't profit off of you. And neither can the pharmaceutical companies. It's high time, especially those of you who follow me and you know that I am a conscious light worker, high time we take responsibility for our health. Those of you who've been following me for a number of years that walked with me when I went through that colon tumor, you know. I mean, at least you should. And if you don't, go read my book. Like, that was the battle for my life. That was horrible. That was worse than leukemia. Was bad and it was painful and I was weak. But that colon tumor was horrific because my liver shut down and I could not go to the bathroom on my own. And it was going to colon hydrotherapy a few times a week with ozone that burned like hell, taking nasty herbs, going to peyote ceremonies in the Native American church, getting Indian herbs, taking every supplement you can imagine, not eating barely anything, including steamed vegetables. Like, it was liquid for months and there was so much pain and I was getting worse before I finally got better, because that's what happens when you start to kill off the cause of these major diseases. Just saying. Lysine, need to give that to a pregnant horse. Yeah. Lysine's, I love lysine, but I love zinc too. And B12. B12 is the other one. Liquid B12. If you're fighting off stuff, the liver needs B12 to fight off viruses. The liver needs zinc to fight off viruses. And most people are walking around with all of this stuff in their system and they have no idea. And then they go to one doctor who refers them to another doctor who refers them to another specialist that refers them to all of these unnecessary tests and invasive procedures. And they end up worse, not better. And they end up on a bunch of drugs. And I don't want that for you. You can heal your body. Trust me. My dad's 81. I've walked him through all kinds of health crises. And he's here. He has, what is he on? 3 medications. He's on blood pressure, the blood thinner, and a thyroid. That's it. That's all he's on. And his thyroid got damaged during his radiation treatment, right? For his throat cancer. So I walked my dad through all kinds of stuff, and he is one of the most active, young-looking, strong 81-year-olds than I've ever seen. People are always commenting on my personal page like, holy crap, your dad looks good. Your dad he's good. People look at me and they don't realize I'm freaking 56 years old. 56. I've been through all kinds of mental, emotional battles. I've been through all kinds of health issues. But I prefer to trust the wisdom I get from spirit, take my power and do something about my health. And I know what caused my health issues, both mental, emotional, and physical, and the stuff I was putting in. My dad is amazing. He does build all those things. He just built something for Bella, a room divider for her cats. He customized something for her, took it over to the house. She moved in with her boyfriend's family and took it over there. And they're like, wow. Yeah, my dad he's a genius when it comes to building stuff. He's amazing. But I mean, he's on his treadmill every single day. You know, you ask my dad to build something at 81. He built my fully enclosed garden last summer. He's the one that helps me do any weird project. I'm like, hey, Dad. And he's sharp. His hearing ain't that great, right? He was in Vietnam. He's got some stuff, and he's getting older, but he moved furniture 2 weeks ago and my daughter moved out up and down the stairs. Like, he may not be as strong as he was back in his 70s, 10 years ago. He was pretty damn strong in his 70s. He's still going, and he's going strong. I just hope that after today and putting down his best friend, I hope that he can continue to have a reason. Furby was his buddy. So today's been a hard day. But what I like to do, rather than focus on the loss, I did all my crying already when I took him to the vet, right? I drove, let my dad hold him, and then we went in with him. Rather than focusing on grieving and that, we've known this is coming, so I kind of pre-grieved. I'm sure there's more tears to come. But rather than focusing on that and staying in a low place today, I decided to use my wisdom and knowledge to help some of you, because I know how many people are suffering right now. I get calls every day. I'm getting emails every day, and I can't help everybody. I just can't. But if you are someone who will take responsibility and listen to the guidance that I give you, and you're willing to invest in your health and invest in getting better, let's get you there. I will be your best freaking supporter, right? And I go above and beyond what normal naturopaths and doctors do, because I do understand the mental and emotional part. Someone asked me too, car accidents, traumatic brain injuries, is there anything that we can do with that? Yes, we can. We can treat that with magnets where nothing else will work. Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. Go to my website. Literally go to my website, read up on biomagnetism. There's so much that it can improve and help you heal that the allopathic medicine can't or won't. I don't know if they can't. Just know that they aren't. I know. I am always grateful for the time. I was just thinking, like, I was praying earlier in the week, Araliba, like, just because we knew his heart was having a hard time. He had sores all over his body. He could barely walk. He was blind. He was deaf, but he was still hanging in there, and he was going to the bathroom on his own until this week. He was going in the house. He wasn't even bothering trying to get out. He could only walk 2 steps at a time before he'd fall over. His back legs were giving out. So I was praying, just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. I was talking to him, just go to sleep. Don't wake up. Make this easy on Grandpa. Go to sleep. And he didn't. And then today and last night, my dad and I talked about it. And he said, you decide. I said, don't put that on me, Dad. That's your dog. I can't. And I said, all right, I'll call the vet in the morning. And we sat a good hour this morning and watched the dog. And he was so disoriented. It's like he didn't know where he was, right? Until, of course, the call was made, the appointment was booked, and then all of a sudden the little dog, Macy, comes running down and Furby perks up because he's always been a horn dog. And that did not change. This last dying minute, that dog stayed a horn dog. But it was the first time he's perked up in a week. And yet, we took him to the vet and the vet looked at him and he said, no, he can't even feel anymore in his backside, whether or not he has to go to the bathroom, because this is the right call. And they did it just so beautifully and so gently. And they just gave him anesthesia first and let him kind of mellow, calm his breathing down before they put him down. And that's what my dad needed. He needed that and I needed that. But rather than focus on that, I'm like, you know what? Let me be of service. Let me be of service, because I don't want to just focus on loss. I want to focus on, what can we do from here? What can I do? I lost a family member today. One that's been with us for 19 freaking years. He bit my daughter in the face at like 3 years old. He bit her in the leg after he killed my neighbor's chickens. And my dad was talking to the neighbor. Bella was holding the dog. And she was between him and the neighbor's dog. And Furby went after the neighbor's dog and it accidentally bit Bella. But we've been through a lot with that dog. He's been amazing. And my dad's been his best friend. He is family. But I can't focus on it. Like, there's that thing in my chest that's like something's heavy and it doesn't feel good. But what am I going to do? I mean, I can sit in bed and I can ponder and I can cry, or I can do this and come on here and offer y'all some free knowledge and wisdom since my schedule cleared for the day. Right? Miraculously today, I had an appointment with the lady and she had to reschedule. Like, I just had to do a quick emergency session on someone this morning, and that was that. And it all has lined up perfectly. So I thought I'd give back. That dog gave us lots of joy. God has given me so many blessings, and I want to bless you guys too. And I want to give you hope of what's possible. So I hope this helped today. And I hope you will share this for someone on your page that may be struggling with chronic illness, mystery symptoms. And they're like, I don't know. Doctors can't figure it out. The scan that we do at the biomagnetism sessions is very complete. We're going through organ after organ after organ and body process down to the T. Your nerves, your muscles, your organs, your blood, your filter system, all of it. And how they're all interacting. We're going through looking for viruses, bacteria, parasites, fungus, and any other pathogen, mold, all of it. And then there's points to treat for all of it to kick your body back into healing. So if that's something you're like, I didn't have hope before, I have hope now, go look it up. Do your due diligence. Don't take my word for it, right? Like the stuff I read you today came out of Anthony Williams' Medical Medium book. And there's lots of people that'll say, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a doctor. Except that tons of people, like thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people have healed because of the information included in his material. Like he's nailed it. And honestly, at this point in my life, I trust spirit before I will ever trust allopathic medicine in the healthcare industrial complex. And I know that the stuff, because I've been studying natural medicine for so long, I know the stuff he says is right, because it's the same way that I had to look at my body when I had to heal leukemia and cancer on my own. without the doctors. And thankfully, I had a naturopath doctor, holistic doctor in Colorado that trusted me. I taught her a couple things and she trusted me. And she knew there's no talking me into doing any kind of stupid chemo or radiation. There was just none. And she agreed with me. She's like, if you can handle it, but this is on you. And I said, yeah, I know. I got this. I got it. And when I went back, she was floored. Said, I wish I had more patients like you that took responsibility for their own health. So my advice to all of you, it's your body. Doctors go to school, and not for that long. They're not trained in nutrition. They are not gods. They don't even understand all of how the body processes work. Science has not done enough research, nor do they know the miraculous healing power of the body. But they do know that every medication, every single one of them, comes with a side effect. And they have to rattle them off on the commercials. But most doctors don't even know how one medication contraindicates with another, or how one medication is going to flare up other symptoms, because they're only treating the one symptom. Forget symptoms, treat the cause. Treat the cause. Go after the cause, and you will heal. That's why it's called practicing medicine. Yeah, I don't want to be anybody's science kit. No, go play with some cadavers. Don't be messing with me. No. I got a life to live. I got kids to have fun with, and I have a world to make an impact on. Y'all are intelligent, and you're full of wisdom, and so's your body. Your body is wise. It can heal itself, but it needs help sometimes, especially when you've spent years poisoning it without even knowing it. I mean, fragrances, these artificial fragrances, Glade plugins, Febreze, all these things are chemicals that actually create toxins in the body. A lot of people have heavy metals. They're like, how do I have heavy metals? It's in the water. It's in the air. It's in the food you eat. Hello. Right? And then you think, okay, it's not getting to me. It's not getting to me. No, it doesn't get to you until your liver has so many toxins. It just can't process through and detox them anymore. And then it gets sluggish, or like me, it shuts down, and you end up with tumor in your colon. And nobody thought that endometriosis had anything to do with the liver. Talk to my doctors. They didn't know. Endometriosis? It has nothing to do with the liver. You've known about endometriosis for how many decades, and you guys still haven't done any freaking research on it. Go figure. A lot of the symptoms that people have is because the vagus nerves become inflamed. I mean, every person that I treat with a high virus load, I don't even want to say the word treat. Every person I assist with biomagnetism has a high virus load. Their vagus nerve is inflamed as well. And every single one of them, I'm treating the vagus nerve with the kidneys, the vagus nerve with the liver, every single one of them. And that's the stuff that starts messing with what's going on with you neurologically. So honestly, like if you're depressed, if you've got all these illnesses and you've got all these symptoms and you're like, it has nothing to do with each other. Oh no, it does. It absolutely does. Go learn about it. Do your research. And then when you're ready, and you want some assistance to kick your body in faster, let me know. Go to my website. Go read up on biomagnetism. If you want other things, people are asking me and sending me emails too. Are you still doing intuitive sessions? Yeah, absolutely. Am I still doing coaching? Yes. And I lowered my prices. I think it was like a week ago. I sent out an email. I made a post that forget inflation. I'm not going to raise my prices on y'all. I'm going to lower them. And I did. And there we have it. So there's no reason why you guys can't get the help that you need, right? We're back to 2021 pricing. I didn't go up. I went down. I'm here to help. And some people will still say, but you're super expensive. Do you know how much a doctor visit costs? Do you know how much a psychologist visit costs? Do you know how much you get from those places? Yeah. I have an overhead and I can't work for free, nor do I want people taking advantage of my time and my energy and my knowledge. And I have a lot. I don't know everything. I certainly don't. And what I don't know, I ask spirit, but I will admit it when I don't know something. And that's more than most doctors and even therapists. They will not admit when they don't know. They just want to definitively tell you this is what it is and do not question my authority. I'm not here to be your authority. You are your own authority. Your body is your authority. And if your body is showing up pain and issues, your body's giving you alarms, something's wrong. Go figure out what that is and then work on healing yourself. All right? You have the power. I love you guys. I wish you the very best on this really crazy day. I'm going to tell you guys something energetically. I've had lots of comments in the group, my groups, and people messaging me, asking me, what is the deal? Is the energy super heavy? Absolutely has been all month. All the planets now are moving forward, which hasn't happened in God only knows when. Like we have nothing in retrograde, thank God. But at the same time, it's been a ride pushing everything forward. And now everything's moving so incredibly fast, but not, I don't want to say everything feels positive. It feels heavy. It feels heavy. And there's a lot of sadness going on in this world. A lot. So be kind to one another, right? Be honest with one another, but also communicate with others. Like don't isolate, because you have no one to blame if someone misunderstands your silence. You have no one to blame. No one. If you're not communicating with other people and they don't know that you need some support, like reach out and know that if people can't support you, it may be because they're going through something, right? If they don't get back to you right away, they might be going through something. Everybody's going through something. This week, it is Wednesday. I feel like I just lived a month in 3 days. No joke. So much has happened. So much has been going on emotionally, physically, mentally. I feel like a month has passed since Monday. That's how time has been moving. Time is so compressed right now, and so much is happening in an hour, let alone a day or a week. So if you are struggling to keep up and you think you're losing your mind, you're not losing your mind. There's a lot freaking happening. And I don't, I can't tell you when it's going to get back to normal, because this is the new normal. The old way of doing things, the old way we kind of dealt with the time construct, we're not going back there. This is new, and we have to adjust and we have to adapt. And right now, like in the 2023 forecast, I think I talked, if you guys haven't seen that and you want to watch it, scroll down on my page, my business page, Bernadette Gold, and there's a link. You can go watch the 2023 forecast for $27. It was a 2 hour and something minute broadcast and Zoom that I did. And one of the things with 2023 was like, people are going to wake up to having to take some steps for their own health and their own well-being. Like these old structures are breaking down this year. I'm super happy about it. But at the same time, I'm not happy about the fear that people are in. I hope that people will turn their eyes back to their light within and to their own strength. Yeah, time is going fast. It's crazy. All right, you guys, I'll see you later for reals. I'm checking out now. I'm going to go chill out and go check on my dad. Have a good one. I'll see you guys later.